Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if anybody comes in here tonight because I know I haven't been on forever. People, come see me. I know I should have given you guys some heads up since I haven't been live in like 15 years. Let me go send a message. Wait, who else is live? Oh, me. um, yeah. Yeah, Amber. What is up? I know I should have put I should have let people know I was gonna go live. I'm gonna go put a message out now. I didn't know if I was actually gonna well, what did I just do? I don't know how to work it. Anything. Hmm. Puggett. I've been keeping you locked in my closet, but you're back. Or I'm back. Why am I yelling? You know I'm yelling because my daughter broke her headphones again and now I can't use it. So hold on a second. See, I almost just changed my channel name. That's how bad it is right now. I gotta put a message out, guys. Like I haven't talked to Kate in forever or anybody, and it's just so good to be back. And this was kind of a spur of the moment. So I just put I'm live. Okay, so let's catch up. Guys, there's so much to catch up. Oh my goodness, it's been so long since I've done a live. I just looked. I'm not even focused. I gotta focus. So tonight we're just gonna do a catch up. I'm sure people will start to straggle in soon, and we can get back to more normal lives. I know I already told you guys, like Punk at Amber. I already told you guys a little bit. Like I was experiencing, I think, some extreme burnout, and like, well, we all have it busy: work, kids, Punkette. Hey, Chris, long time no see. And I just did too much, and something had to go, and then it was just like, I don't know. You get like so burnt out that you get in like these dark places where you just are like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm sure we all know. Um, we've all been to those places. However, I have caught up a little bit on true crime stuff. So let's talk until people come in. First of all, tell me. Well, I know like Amber and Punkette. I know you guys like kind of been around, but Chris, what have you been up to? Hold on, I got it. I don't know how to operate anything anymore. What's funny? Hey, Shift. What's funny is that like I leave MIA for a little bit, right? Dealing with life in general, and then I come back and it's like same old, same old, same players, same like just same players, different games, I guess, like just different people arguing and stuff. So it's just crazy. But um so I saw that Leilani, uh Quentin's mom, was denied bail or bond, which I am thrilled about. I did not suspect that she was actually going to get bond. However, stranger things have happened. Yeah, Amber, I know. When I popped in and finally last night, hey, butterfly kisses, and Kathy Joe, like everybody was filling me in, and I was like, so it's just basically same old, same old. I've been staying away from true crime, been living in Pedro Pascal. Oh my gosh. Um, oh, hey, Allie, good to see you. Yeah, well, and I think part of it is, true crime is sometimes we got to take a little break. It is, I mean, true crime is true crime. But then we were in work. I was at my job, and I was like talking to them, they were. So one of the guys was like, "Hey, have you guys heard of that Alex Murdaugh case?" And I was like, yeah. So then we started talking, and then I told them about like that I had a YouTube channel, and they were like, really? So then that got me eager to get back into it. But I think we all need a break sometimes from true crime. Punkette, not so sure how the Pedro Pascal TikTok, if that's really a great place, but hey, more power to you. Cooking and using a knife. Focus, Punkette. We need to get Beetle in here and Pamela. Pamela's probably in the pool because it was 87 in North Carolina today. Oh, before I continue on with true crime, I have a new niece. Her name is Ellie. She's so freaking cute. It's not even funny. I haven't met her yet because her parents. Hold on one second, my child. Yes, darling. Yeah, right here. Let me put it. What? Thank you. What am I doing with it? Oh,
putting my guitar on the wall. You do it. I'll play it.
No. Let me finish this. I'm on live.
Watch my math skills.
When did you get a guitar?
Oh, it's not tuned right now. I got it a while ago.
Okay.
Papa said if I learn how to do a couple more strings, that I'll be able to get. Are you supposed to hang it up on the wall?
I know. Oh, it goes on the wall. I don't even know my own children. That's an expensive guitar.
That was Papa's old one. He said if I do good, then I could go back and get the guitar that I liked.
All right. Well, thank you. Shut the door.
Tell him
my
about
kid plays
Ellie.
The guitar. I am telling about Ellie, but you
do some pull-ups.
I'm not gonna.
Right here.
You have a pull-up. Okay, I don't know my children. Hey Beetle. So I have a new niece. She's gorgeous. She has the bluest eyes, but I've not met her. She lives in North Carolina. I'm not meeting her until April 21st because her parents, they like to, well, they're kind of the newer parents, you know, they just like to the 2-month rule, no one meeting them before 2 month stuff. So, hey, whatever. But my parents have met her, but I'm going down in April. I should see where Pamela lives. I should see her. Anyways. But yes, I have a new niece. She's very cute. So let's talk some true crime here. Somebody go get Kate and everybody. Get our old crowd back now. We're back. We're back. You guys, we're back. We're back. We need to be together. I miss Jen. I miss everybody. It's just crazy. So the Alex Murdaugh case, let's just talk really quickly because I know I'm sure that's been talked about a million times. But were any of you guys, so I've been out of the loop. It is really Parker Beetle. Were you surprised at old buddy Alex that he was found guilty? I was not. I think he kind of like hung himself throughout the process. I am not surprised at all he was guilty. However, what is very interesting about this case is that now it's official that Stephen Smith has been ruled a homicide. If you remember, and I'm sure you all do, but just pretend like you don't so that we can, appease me. Amber, I did too a little bit. I didn't at first, but then I got a little bit worried because people kept like some of the, people on the news and stuff were hinting towards it. And then I was like, oh, geez. But so Stephen Smith was the kid that was, if you haven't watched the Netflix series, it's pretty wild, but he was the kid that was in the middle of the road. And then it was like right near their house, and it was alleged that the possibility of Buster and him being in a relationship. I think it was just yesterday that it came out that it was ruled now a homicide. So, or it's an open investigation. I got to look for sure, but somehow I'm almost positive they said it was a homicide or he was exhumed or something. But anyway, so that's going to get really crazy because it could possibly have been Alex. I'm not so sure. I don't know. I know everybody points to, hey, Liberty. I know everybody, not everybody, but I know a lot of people believe it was Buster that did it. I'm just not sure. I know some people believed it was Paul, but wouldn't Paul have been like 14 at the time? If this was 2015, Paul was only like, what, 19 when he died? So he would have been super young. Let me look up. Wait a minute. What is this? Breaking news. Oh, I'll eat my own hat if that woman is Madeline McCann. Oh, that's crazy in itself. Okay, hold on. Stephen Smith. I know the mom was raising money to have the body exhumed. So it is now being investigated at breaking news. Hey, Tia. Hey, LFT. It is now being investigated as a homicide. That's crazy. Can you imagine if Buster... Oh, I know, Amber, it's ridiculous. If Buster actually did it and he goes to prison, that family will have gone from being one of the most prominent families in South Carolina to, oh my gosh. Like, can you imagine having it all and then also like, oh my gosh. But I don't know if Buster did it. I think that if part of me thinks that Buster didn't do it himself because it almost feels like that Dad took care of his boys and got his boys out of things. So an interesting dynamic. You're just talking this through with me. Thanks, Tia. Yeah, I was kind of on a sabbatical, but I'm back now. So do you know on that Netflix series, if you guys haven't watched this, and I know you've all talked about this until you're blue in the face, so we'll talk about other things, but I have to run these thoughts by you. They talk about Paul's relationship with his mom not being a very good one, and as far as she really didn't like Paul that much, she like was very obsessed with Buster. I don't know. I'm interested. What do you guys think? Do you think Buster could have done it, or do you think the family had somebody do it, that either Alex did it or they paid somebody to do it? I'm just curious of your thoughts. I do think he was killed. I think they all were. I think it's pretty clear that the housekeeper was killed or something. Like, I mean, the family's absolutely insane. But I just don't know if Buster was the one to kill Stephen. So give me your thoughts before we move on, because there is a case I want to talk about. Gosh, I have to like put my head. It is very weird, Amber. Very weird. From my understanding, too, well, LFT and T are the ones that know so much about this case, so they should be able to confirm, but Gloria was an accident, Tia? Do you think it was, so Gloria was an accident. Do you think that Alex just capitalized off the accident then? Like, it was an accident, and then, like, because, you know, they did say that, or he did admit to stealing money after that from, do you think that then he just stole based on the accident? Because I think, because I mean, I do remember them being pretty sure that she was. I guess I didn't know how he got involved to where he stole so much from the family. She's the one I haven't looked. Yes, absolutely. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I think it's hilarious too. He was like, I've just done a lot of things I don't feel good about and stuff. Well, I mean, yeah, you did. I just don't. So what do you think, Tia? Do you think Buster did it? Like, what are your thoughts on it? I don't know enough about him yet. Okay, insurance came to say, I'm not going to be quiet. I'm talking to my people and you broke the headphones. But I'll try to tone it down a little bit. My kid, can you be a little quieter? I just don't know about Buster. I think I want to believe that he didn't do it because I just want to think that one of them's decent, but I don't know. I think that if it got out that he was living that lifestyle, then I don't know. I guess that would have looked bad for Alex. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'm interested to hear your thoughts if you guys think that he Buster did it. Oh, sue and I will file an against my insurance. Gotcha. So he just kept that money. And what sucks is the family's never going to get that money back because Alex doesn't have, I am LFT, Alex doesn't have anything left. You know, the whole family hates him. And he's pretty much lost anything. And did I just see today that the house is for what has been sold? Like their house? That's crazy. Yeah, I'm going to get sucked in down the Buster rabbit hole. I already know it already. Yeah, me too, Tia. That's what I'm saying. It's just, yeah, we're going to have to keep an open mind until more comes out because it's just so hard to, because if he didn't do anything, that kid has suffered so much. So much. It's an interesting dynamic because it does sound like Alex spent a majority of his time getting Paul out of trouble, and it sounds like Mom was rather cold to Buster, and that's based on Friends. Or Mom was rather cold to Paul. So it was almost like each parent had their own like kid, I guess, that they liked. So I mean, could Mom have had something to do with it? Not that she did it, but could she have had something to do with like higher? It's just freaking crazy. It's like out of a movie. It's going to be a full movie soon. I could have watched more of the documentary. I wish it was longer. Tia knows and reads a lot. Yeah, I know she reads a lot. All right. So we've got to talk about this other case that I don't even know if it's a case yet. First of all, somebody's going to have to fill me in. Aiden Fucci or whatever you say, did his sentence come back yet? Let me look that up before we start talking about the other thing. Yes? Wow, so he was sentenced to life in prison. Aiden Fucci, who is, Fucci, whatever, stabbed Tristan Bailey over 100 times. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Huh. Sweet. Sweet. Behind the Buster thing yet. We're good. Oh, for sure, Tia. Oh, Tia, I'd love to. I've got no plans tomorrow. I'm so excited. Next week, next Friday, I'm going to hit the road. I'll take you guys on the road with me a little bit, too. We're going to Panama City. I was thinking about Florida on my way there, swinging by Defuniak, but no, I'm just kidding. But so we'll go on a little road trip together to Florida. But okay. I know we're going to Panama City. Pipe down. Are you watching my video? Get off of my live, child. Yeah, I'm back. Well, thanks, LFT. Yeah, I'm glad to be back too. I needed to get out of my little pit. Okay. All right, guys. Have you been following the Scotty Morris thing? Okay, so am I driving through Tennessee at all? I don't think so, Amber. We should all meet up in you do, Punkette. I will, Tia. Just let me know. Message me so I know when, so I don't miss it. Scotty Morris is that kid. Hey, Mama Bear. Oh, did he, Sophie? Sophie, you are probably right. I just read the headlines, so let me see. I just read the quick headlines. You better be joking me that he can have the possibility of parole after 25 years. So, blah, 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 blah. I just want to see. You're probably right. I just read the, oh my gosh. Sentence. Oh, it's not saying. It just keeps saying life. I'll have to look further I hope not. He's what, 15? He could get out when he's, okay, 40. There's no way. Somebody needs to find that out for me. Well, I mean, we've seen worse, right? Because what's his face got out of prison in New York. The crime. Oh my gosh, Punkette, that is insane. Thank you for calling that out, Sophie. I look at Eric Smith. That murder happened like 20 minutes from my house, and he's out. And that guy, that kid, no, not even a kid, he's an adult now, wanted to move back to the town where it happened in, but the judge would not let him. So he actually lives right near where I work, after brutally killing a 4-year-old little boy. And he was denied bail so many times. But then when COVID happened and they, in New York, and they let, well, it happened everywhere, but when COVID hit in New York, started releasing all the prisoners, he was just so happened to be lucky enough that his, what do you call those? Parole hearings. Who's texting me? It's got to be. Oh my gosh, why is my daughter sending me things? But stop, you're distracting me. You know I can't get distracted. Anyways. So anyways, he's, yes. Oh, Eric Smith. So can you imagine what his poor family feels like? Or the little boy, the 4-year-old's family feels like? It must just feel like a constant injustice to them. Because Eric Smith didn't just kill that little boy. He tortured that little boy. It's horrible. Okay, so Scotty Morris is that kid that he has the white shirt on. It's been everywhere. Have you guys seen the shirt? I've seen some other YouTubers talking about it. It has a shirt that says liar on it, and apparently it's alleged that was what I'm saying, alleged because I don't know the story yet. That was what his parents made him wear because of some sort of trouble he had gotten in. So he wore the shirt, and his parents took a photo of him. You can cancel the search party, Kathy Joe. I'm back. Put the milk cartons back. Nixie photo. Okay, so here's the thing. It was an off. So let me just start with this. What happened to Scotty is actually as humiliating. What his parents did, I do not condone it in any way, shape, or form. It's absolutely awful. We can speculate what might be going on in that home. I don't know. But I will say, remember when the parents put the kids in the shirt and stuff, and like they had written something like "we can't stop fighting" or something, and everybody laughed and stuff like that. You know, some people are comparing it to like that, but here's the deal. It's horrible, but the bottom line is I can't get back into my email because I can't remember my password. And when I try to get my password, I can't, because I can't remember my password to my other email. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get back in it. But anyways, the parents allegedly have, this is in Indiana, the parents have allegedly been cleared, or at least they took a polygraph and the polygraph passed. So let me look up Scotty here and I'll show you a picture. He disappeared a week ago around 8:30 at night after having an argument with his parents. He has the shirt on that his parents took a picture, which I will say is absolutely, I want it to be clear, that is horrible. Just horrible. But I don't know enough about the surroundings of everything that happened. So here's the timeline. I think this is a good way to do it. Let's just read the timeline. Thank you, Punkette. Please buy me a password keeper. All right. This case is really sad. It's just really terrible. Okay, so here's Scotty. I'm sure I'm sure you guys have seen it. So there was a rumor, because his head was shaved in the picture. There was a rumor that his parents made him get his head shaved. That's apparently not true. Because there's other pictures of him with his head shaved, and according to many people within the family, his head was shaved. It wasn't a punishment. So he's 14. He disappeared on March 26th. Now he left his home only wearing t-shirt and shorts. So he left at 9:30 after this fight. So it says he left his home. Police issued the photo of him with that shirt on that said liar, cheater, or something on it. And because something to do with his brother, I don't know what it was, but obviously because police had released it, the internet blew up. But in the fairness to the police, they released it because that was the last known thing. Where's Molson Man? Hey, Molson Man, that was the last known thing that he had on. So, I mean, I kind of understand why they had to put it. But anyway, since then, people have been blocking it out and stuff. So, somebody explain to me what a silver alert is. I'm trying to remember that. So they've searched March 17th. Volunteers went out searching. They searched all around for about 9 miles. And it says that they've searched lakes. They've used infrared cameras. They've used helicopters. They asked on March 19th, the Eaton Police Department asked for help collecting video footage. Apparently, there was some video of him leaving the house, but that no one has come forward with any other Ring videos since then. But here's the deal. Oh, okay. Here's the deal is where I live in my neighborhood, well, I don't have one. I mean, Ring isn't like a super huge thing. Like, you know, most people do have them, but I don't know. So no one has come forward with any images yet of like real sightings other than that one where he's seen leaving the house. Okay, it says that on March 20th, they started searching how in the world do you say that? Mississippi River. And his mom did do an interview. So the deal with the mom's interview is that, like, I understand people's frustration with her, and I am very frustrated, and I think that what they did is insane. But I also think that no matter what she said, it wasn't going to be good. So, because we already had our minds made up based on the shirt. Whatever. The family is obviously very much defending mom. That's right. So done with it. It does. It only takes one Ring video to confirm he was on the street. Well, that's the other thing, is it I find it hard to believe that there's not at least one Ring video. I thought, and I want to make sure this is accurate, that it was said that he was seen coming out of his house going a certain direction, but that was it. Now, okay, so be very clear, there was a body found last night, but after 3 different evaluations, it was found to be animal. So that was issued. So I wanted to see, I thought for sure somebody said. Now I know there's other siblings who are catching extreme heat. I have not seen anything from those siblings. I heard all their stuff is on TikTok. Y'all are going to have to fill me in about that. Now, apparently the brother was at the vigil last night, and an aunt. Both were hysterical. The brother was deeply distraught, but the parents weren't there. Okay. So I'm not defending his parents at all. I'm just trying to be both sides. Let's be devil's advocate here. In the true crime, right? We gotta just play it safe. I don't know if I would have gone to that vigil in fear of my life. So, I mean, I don't know. It does seem like the parents have been, at least they're not looking, they don't believe the parents did something that we know of. Oh, here we go. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there a sighting of Scotty between when school was over and the 911 call, besides being home with his parents in the disagreement. I want to read. Okay, it doesn't say it. There was a sighting as he left home. It was from a ring cam. So he was at track practice until 5:30. Okay, so I don't see anywhere that's been confirmed that he was actually seen. So there is in the photo of him before he leaves the house, there is a picture of him with a book bag next to him, but I've got to tell you guys that, and so people are saying, well, that tells you right there he was going to run away and all this, or his parents were kicking him out or something. I don't think that's necessarily true, because my kids' book bags always end up on the staircase. Always. Because there's no other place to put them, or they'll come in from school and they'll like throw it on the staircase. So I don't think that that is necessarily like that big of a thing. Oh, here's from Eaton Police about the bones. The Indiana State Police Prosecutor's Office and Coroner's Office responded to CR 1200, blah, blah, blah. Individuals located bones and a fire-type pit in the back of a barn there. After investigating and confirming with 3 different forensic anthropologists, the bones were found to be that of an animal. Okay? Wow. I don't understand. I mean, this is what I don't understand. So here's the one thing that we have to, and here's what I keep trying to remember. We all remember Kaylee, right? Who's safe with her family recovering after 5 months. I mean, she had an argument with her parents. Her mom woke up the next day. She was gone. Just gone for 5 months. Remember, there was no video footage of her leaving. Nothing. There was nothing. She was gone for 5 months before she was found safely. So it can happen that they can disappear. But the difference is he took off at 8:30 and then just disappeared. So that is what makes me go towards, okay, does somebody have him that he's friends with? I know that a lot of people said that they were checking, because it's spring break or something, they were checking homes, like abandoned homes and stuff for him. But also the other thing is, Kaylee disappeared from Georgia. This is Indiana in the middle of winter, or the tail end of winter. So he left in shorts and a t-shirt. There's very little, I mean, what are your thoughts? There seems to be very little options of where he could be. Okay, because hear me out. Okay, so my original was like, it's not going to end well. He probably did some sort of self-harming. But I'm trying to think of how to say this. Like, with what? You know, like, how far could he have gone that he just vanished? And like, self-harming, I don't know. I think he would have been found by now. So I don't know, guys, just like think this through with me. What are the possibilities? Is he with a friend? Would a friend really risk getting in massive amounts of trouble to hide him somewhere? Did he meet somebody? We still don't know what it was that caused the argument, other than it was something to do with his brother. But if you listen to teachers, the teachers say he was a really good kid, but then we hear from other, family members that say he's been in a lot of trouble. Regardless of the amount of trouble, I mean, nothing would justify being humiliating a child like that. I mean, putting him in the shirt is one thing. It's wrong in itself, but then taking a picture of him, but I'm also not a perfect parent either, so. Yeah, Amber. Because the thing that catches me up is I don't feel like we have a good enough timeline yet. So this, Sophie, this was in Indiana, Eaton, Indiana. Now, somebody said there was actually somebody just arrested not too far from Eaton. I'll have to look into it, for trafficking kids. It's possible butterfly kisses. I want to have a better understanding of the timeline. Like, was he planning to leave for a while, and this fight, kind of like Kaylee, the fight pushed it over the edge, and so he quick texted a person and said, "Hey, pick me up here." That's a possibility. I mean, I don't see how he could have gotten far enough on foot. They said it was only like 15 minutes before they called law enforcement about him leaving. So, I mean, I get he was on the track team, but yeah, I don't buy it. And then the camera is a whole nother thing. No one has any footage. At least with Kaylee, there was no footage because there was no neighbors. Like, it was way out in the country, but this isn't way out in the country. Somebody had to have seen something. Oh, I was also going to look up. It's just I mean, it's been 7 days. What? Okay, I am so far behind. Okay. Not to completely change the topic. So, same thing happened in my town. The teen just walked off. They didn't find him. You're kidding me. So done with it. Wow. That's crazy. See, so that's a possibility. Wow. I really hope that's not the case. Good job, Ellie. Great job. Oh, that's so sad. I think with Scotty, I'm just praying he's with somebody, and they can get the family fixed. Absolutely, they need to look at, investigate, what's going on in the home and stuff like that. But the first things first is just like finding him, like deal with the parents or whatever you want to do afterwards. But right now, just find this kid. It's crazy. Did I just see? So I just looked and it said breaking news that, sorry, this is kind of all over the place because I'm catching up, y'all, but Bryan Kohberger, he could face execution by a firing squad. Get out of here. I thought that was just a rumor. That would be insane. And yet, such sweet justice at the same time. So this says that Bryan Kohberger watches cable news about himself in jail. He has access to cable television in the county jail and reportedly obsessively follows news coverage about his case. He's glued to news coverage about himself while in jail awaiting his charges. What? He has access in his cell in the county jail to cable TV. Another inmate says that he watches himself all the time. It's really kind of bizarre. Wow. Oh, he can request a fight. Oh my gosh. So we've got TVs being issued in cells, and people being able to request firing squads. Holy cow. I didn't know you could have access to a TV in your cell. So I don't really, like, I mean, whatever. What bothers me the most is that the joy he probably finds in watching things about himself. But, oh, for sure, Butterfly. Sure. I think that yes, I actually agree, Ellie, because I think that not only does he like to watch himself, but he's not a stupid guy. He's not a stupid guy. He's a very arrogant guy. So he watches himself because not only does it give him his jollies, but he watches himself because it will help him think in his mind. He thinks he's one step ahead. So this Jennifer Coffendorfer, that FBI agent, says many prisoners have TVs in their cells. It is the warden specifically says, if you do not have television, we have more fights. It's very difficult for us to control our inmates without television. But when you put a television in, they're distracted, they're entertained, and it makes our job much easier because they're not bored. And so for safety reasons, it sounds odd and sounds like a privilege to be able to pick and choose which channels you want to watch and watch television all day. But that's why. Okay, so I understand, that to a point, but you give them 3 channels and they better learn how to watch I Dream of Jeannie or whatever happens to fall on those channels, because that's ridiculous. What other true crime things are happening right now, y'all? Give me some cases that you guys are looking into. What's the big case right now that seems to be blowing the internet up by storm? I've been pretty focused on Scotty's case, but I don't even know if it's really a case or if he's just safe. I've obviously followed Brian for the Idaho 4 thing, but I've been getting more into the Murdaugh case, but now I'm into the Stephen Smith rabbit hole. But are there any other big cases right now that everybody's talking about? Oh, the Madeline McCann, however you say it. She, that woman, I don't think that's her, but the Murdaugh estate set items sell for as much. The couch is being auctioned for 14 grand, guys. Get your stuff out. Get your checkbook out to buy Alex's nasty couch. MGF. Oh, I know, right, Beatlemaniac? I just fired. Idaho just signed for a firing squad to be used when lethal injection is. Oh, okay. So done with it. Thank you for. I love when So Done With It comes in here because she's always got the details. The other Oakley case. Oh, and isn't what's the woman's name? I've not ever looked into the case, but Kate covers it quite well. The stepmother. Somebody remind me. She's a horrible, horrible, horrible human being. Is it Leticia? Leticia, something like that. Isn't her trial happening right now? MGL. I have just heard bits and pieces that MGL lost her channel. I didn't know about that until yesterday either. You read too much, So Done With It. I know. Now that I'm seeing all this online, I'm like, oh, I've missed this. Okay. Yes. I wouldn't. Leilani not getting bond was just sweet justice. That was great. I didn't think she would get bond. I mean, stranger things have happened, but I think they have a lot more than we know of. We really need a deep dive into the Stephen Smith. I want to see if there's. So Stephen Smith was found Okay, let's just see this. He was found dead in 2015. It's being investigated now as a homicide. They confirmed this years after the body was found on a country road near the home of disgraced South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh. The state law enforcement division, known as SLED, agreed Smith's cold case should be probed as homicide. The firm is proud to announce that after an extraordinary disclosure phone call with South Carolina law enforcement, the death of Stephen Smith is now considered a homicide. Shocking announcement after 8 years of being proclaimed a highway vehicular manslaughter. So now it's there's this. They said that he was a 19-year-old and he was killed by a hit and run. But circumstances surrounding his death lingered long after the initial probe and were revived amid the national attention of the double murder. So now a 48 hours report, I'm going to have to find this 48 hours report, on Smith's death noted that the Highway Patrol originally suggested that the teenager had died from blunt force trauma to his head, although authorities disagreed about whether his injuries were consistent with a vehicular strike. So when his car was found, his yellow Chevy was found about 3 miles from the site with his wallet still inside and the car's gas cap unscrewed, which led state police to suggest at first that Smith experienced car trouble and tried to walk. Oh, I'm going to be down in a rabbit hole on that case. Yeah, I don't think it was a hit and run either, Sophie. Just by watching, like when you put the whole history of the Murdaugh case and you put that whole family and you see all of the things and the absolute, I don't even think we know half of the stuff that probably went on. So done with it. If anybody knows, I'm going to check out this 48 Hours episode, but I would love to watch a documentary on, or whatever is out there about Stephen Smith. Just, I don't know. The history of the Murdaugh family is insane. And like Grandpa Murdaugh, the big head honcho, wasn't exactly a stand-up guy either, was he? Because wasn't he actually still involved in certain things? Like, yeah. Hey, Zoomer Mom, I figured you were out in the pool, and both shoes were on. When you watched that Netflix on Murdaugh, I was like, how Alex reacted when the boat accident happened was just insane. It's just, I know, Pamela, that's what my brother was saying. The Stephen Smith, oh, cool, so done with that. Okay, I'm going to look into it. The Stephen Smith thing is going to be hard to solve because it's going to be hard to prove who did it. I think it was absolutely a murder. I really do. What do you think, so done with it, after seeing it? Do you think it was a murder? A homicide? I think that it probably was. I just don't know how they're ever going to prove, let's say it was Buster. How are they going to prove it was him? Let's say it was Alex. Again, how are they going to prove it was him? I know, some people think it could have been Paul, and I'm not saying that's impossible, but that would make Paul like 13 or 14 at that time, I believe. And I mean, anything's, I guess he was I don't know. We are having a family reunion. Did you see the letter his mom? No, Zoomer Mom. I gotta look. I'm gonna be on a rabbit hole. I'm gonna go on Tia's channel tomorrow with them. I gotta find out what time it is. She's gonna be talking about this case, and we're gonna talk about it. So tonight, I'm gonna do some deep diving into it now that I'm back. And oh, I'll watch that. Okay, I'll watch that. So done with that. I'll watch that tonight. I'll read the letter. You know, it sucks that Maggie had to die and that Paul had to die. I'm just glad that maybe Steven's mom and Steven will get some justice, hopefully. And now here's my question. Maggie is a victim through and through. You know, she was murdered, a horrible death. What her husband did to her, oh my gosh, is insanity. But do you think that she knew of some of this stuff? Sumer. Punkat, well, you need to abandon your work now, and we're back to researching. Do you think that Maggie knew, or do you think that she started to know stuff, and that's why Alex did what he did? I'm curious on your thoughts. I think, and do you think she's ever been involved in it? Oh, Sophie, that's right. My brother told me I needed to check that out. Oh, I got to get on that. Okay. I don't necessarily... All right, good, Punkat. Thanks. I'm glad we're on the same page. I don't necessarily know that she ever had any involvement in any of it. I think sometimes we just ignore what we don't want to see. I think that's possible. I think she had to have some idea and you know, some speculations that some things were a little bit off. Her relationship with the boys is very intriguing to me. Very intriguing. If it's true, the way that Paul's friends describe her coldness to Paul and her, you know, almost obsession to Buster, it's just very interesting. I don't know. I think she probably had an idea. I just don't think she ever had anything to do with it, and that could just be me wanting to. But could she have had something to do or known? I don't know. Could she have known? So, okay, so here we go. So done with this. Got it. There are rumors in that town, rumors, of course, that Buster and two friends saw Smith on the roadside and went back and hit him with a... That... Zoomer Mom, I know. Paul, they said like Paul and the nanny. I mean, that was more of a mother-son relationship than Paul and Maggie. So done with it. That actually... that would actually make a lot of sense. Can you imagine if they can determine that whatever injuries came from something like a bat and they ended up finding the bat, and that would be insane. That would be insane. Do I think Buster had a relationship with Steven? I do. I think probably. And I mean, so whatever, to each its own. That makes sense. That's right. That's right. I just read that today. The kit was done. The essay kit was done on Steven, but some reason it wasn't processed or something. Oh, they are a hot mess, that family. But if mom was as truly obsessed with Buster, they really do, Tia. And I don't want to talk too much about it, but now I'm going to be down this rabbit hole because I want to do it on Tia's channel. But if mom was as obsessed with Buster as it said, then I could see her knowing things that he might have done and not saying anything. Exactly, Tia. That's a really great. I can't even talk. It's been too long. Really great question. Why would anybody ever do it? A kit on an automobile accident, of an accidental hit and run. Oh my gosh. But, oh my gosh. If you think about it, and Steven threatens to say things, to bring things forward against, So maybe I'm thinking too much of a movie. Steven threatens to bring things forward. The Murdaugh family doesn't ever get, because if they're threatened, well, it never ends well. That's why no one talked out against him. And the bat thing comes out to be true or something along those lines. Like, I could see Buster and his friends, if that ends up being true, torturing him in some way. That's crazy. True, so done with it. Just the same way that Alex inserted himself, always. Didn't Alex offer to represent Mallory's family or something insane? Like, didn't he interject? I mean, I know obviously Paul was a main, but didn't he go on a huge calling spree where he called all the parents and basically tried to manipulate everybody's story? He did. Okay, so see? Oh my gosh, you're right. You guys are right. Yeah, this is insane. That's true, Tia. And if you think, so in 2015, if Steven outs the firstborn boy to Alex Murdaugh that he's in homosexual relations with her son, I mean, and who knows how much Steven knew about some of the things that went on in that household. It's just, oh my gosh. Really, butterfly kisses? Oh my gosh, so done with it. This is insanity. Didn't Alex's brother himself basically say now that he is a horrible, horrible man, and we know half he's done? Yep, they were definitely panicked. Oh my gosh, you're right, so done with it. None of them, they all just, oh my gosh. He had this southern, all the money, or he looked like he had all the money, and he was manipulative, and he could just, like there was no, again, this is just a documentary on Netflix, but you could tell there was really no remorse from what it would seem from Alex or Paul when Mallory was killed. Randy has, okay, it was Randy, called him out and said he is done with him. Well, exactly, so done with it. So he comes out now. Really, Tia? See this? Oh my gosh, this case, this is going to get me now. This is going to get. I think this part of it with Steven is so bothering because this poor mother, like the way I can't even imagine how she must have felt dealing with her son's death, knowing that it was a homicide, or that we expect it's a homicide, but like also just like feeling so unheard because no one stood up against them because they were the Murdaughs. So no matter what she did, she was always hit with like a lie. So like how heartbreaking and frustrating it must have been for her in the last how many years. Get out of here. Randy showed up at the site. Oh my gosh. So for all we know, old brother Randy could be wondering if and suspecting that Steven's case, this whole time, he could have been expecting that more is going to be coming out after Alex is sent away. And so now he's like trying to cover his tracks a little bit and play it like he doesn't support what Alex did. This is insane. Okay, thank you, Tia. Tia, I want to see this. I bet you guys have gone, Tia, you guys have probably gone all the way back to Grandpa, and I would place money on that Grandpa probably wasn't Guy of the Year. Okay, thanks, Tia. No, so done with it. Exactly, right? Like, that's the thing, even with Scotty Morris. I'm not going to accuse the parents of doing anything, but I don't trust them. And it's the same for Buster. Like Tia said, my verdict is still out on Buster because there's it's just really sad. I have not experienced it other than seeing it in movies to a point where one family has so much power over everything that people don't stand up to. I mean, won't even, that's insane. It's just crazy. So the law enforcement and all these people that lost things, and I mean, wow. He sucked too. Yeah, I have no doubt Grandpa sucked too. Oh, yes, for sure. We are not accusing anyone of anything. My mind is just blown because I just recently started getting into the aftermath of Alex because I don't think it's over yet. I think that we're about to see some. Then the nanny's family. I just feel so bad for the nanny. Great grandpa sucked too? Oh my gosh. I just have to believe in my. I don't know how Buster is still defending Alex. Unless he's defending Alex because Alex holds secrets that could seal his fate. It's crazy. This is going to be a movie someday. This is going to be a movie someday. I don't know how Buster could still believe Alex is innocent. I don't. Now, I know there's the big thing is that perhaps he's not innocent. Perhaps he's guilty, but you know, some people believe that there was somebody else there. I have to look more into it to, like, as far as the actual crime scene, or I'll just read off Tia's cheat sheets of whether or not I actually think there was somebody else there. You suck it. Butterfly kisses. Man, I can't wait till tomorrow. I'm pretty pumped about this live. I hope Maggie didn't know anything that went on, but I just don't know how could you live in the house and not know some of this stuff? Kind of makes me side-eye my husband every now and then. That's true. So done with it. You got to wonder how many people are still afraid of the Murdaughs because there's still Murdaughs there, like the brothers and stuff. I know they don't have a lot, but they're still there. Man. And yeah, I mean, he's probably afraid of his dad too. I mean, his dad probably knows a lot. You're right. That could get him into serious trouble. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to hop off here for now because I'm going to go do some research and read Tia's cheat sheet. But catch me on live tomorrow night. I'll post it in the community chat what time. I got to ask her what time it's going to be. And, yeah, be there. We got to talk about this. Also, Maggie didn't really live with she. Oh. Also think that Buster knows that his dad knows things about. Yep. All right, guys. Catch you tomorrow on Tia's. It's so good to be back. Let's blow up YouTube again, but not for real. So I don't, if you need maps, I'm free for a while. Good, Punkette. Hey, Tia, if we need maps, Punkette's available. All right, guys. See you. Thanks.